So as you see in the background, today what we're going to do is adding some animation to our train assembly that will have actually the wheels moving, well, together, but make it look like they're opposing each other so that they move like a train would. As you know, the train linkage axles will move independently each other in opposite directions while the train is moving. So to get that to happen, it's a little tricky, but it's not really that hard. So let's get into it. So as you're watching, as the linkage arm on one side goes down, the linkage arm on the other one comes up. And honestly, normally that doesn't happen. So it's a really simple fix how to create this kind of illusion of it actually working the way you see now. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how this is done. So here's my assembly, and what we're going to do is first is I'm just going to put it on the right side view, and I'm going to make sure that this bar is as low as possible and it's nice and parallel to this bottom line right here of the train's body, so that we have this nice clear view, and you're going to look something like this. Okay. So now what we're going to do is I'm just going to shift the view, turn it just slightly like that. And it doesn't matter if you turn it front or back. For this, I'm going to have it like this one facing the back is facing me closer. And I'm going to click on this parallel mate right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to parallel mate right in here. See right there? And then I'm going to do that to the same exact wheel on the back, parallel mate right there, okay? And you'll see how it jumped to the back, but once I click this green check mark, it'll go right back, okay? So now that's done, and nothing's changed, okay? So now I'll rotate to the back, and I'm using my keyboard keys for that, and I've done the same thing to this side. And I made this one now up, so it's nice and parallel to this body line right here, and it's in the exact same position. Now, the easiest way to make sure is that if you have this like this, usually the wheels are pretty much even to the other side, and so you'll see exactly how this looks like. See how I'm doing like this? Like that. So you can do it like that, or you can try to make it as even as you want by your eyesight. It's up to you. I kind of like putting the wheels even so that I don't see the wheels on the other side by just turning it like this. Okay. And now I see these even holes. Everything is nice and see-through like that. So now I'm going to do the same thing I did to the other side. Turn it. And I'm going to create a parallel mate on the exact same parts that I had on the left side of the train. Right here. And then right here. Okay. And again, it does the same thing. I hit this, and that does that. So now I have these two parallel mates on here, okay? And these are done. So the parallel mates are there. I just hit this, and I'm good. So now the last thing we're going to try to do is we're going to connect both these two wheels together. Now to do that, all I'm going to do is I'm going to click on both wheels by holding down the shift key, like that. And then I'm going to click up here and click on the group. And then I'm just going to hit this. And now you should have these three in here in your assembly. Okay. And now what we're going to do is we're going to try to run this animation. Now you'll notice that I have here on my mates features that I named the back wheel. I renamed it to animate to both the back left and the back right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to click on one of them, and I'm going to click on the back left wheel because this is my first one. And I'm going to come down, and after I right click, I'm going to click on animate. I'm going to bring up the animation issues, and I'm going to type in about 200. Okay. I'm going to leave the 360, but I'm going to change it to loop. And then we're going to animate this. Now, as long as you built this correctly, you put everything exactly where it's supposed to be dimensioned, everything exactly the way it should be. once you hit this play button, well, now the wheels turn and they're being animated, so they work against each other. So as you see, looks like it's actually, the motions are actually moving together, and it will move and operate in this fashion from this point on. Now you can speed up this animation by simply changing the steps. If I change it to 100 and I reanimate it, it'll stop your animation and put it back the exact same place as you had everything placed. And then you'll notice that it spins faster. And the lower the number, the faster it spins. Now, you have to be careful with this. Be careful. Depending on your machine, if you're working on a browser, it can slow down, and Chrome is notorious for being a resource hog. Yeah, I know they've made improvements to it. But again, it can be a resource hog, especially if you don't have a very powerful computer. It can really slow you down, especially the more you try to animate this, more resources are getting used. So you get the idea, right? So yeah, so this is now your animated train, and it rotates and it continues to move exactly here. And you can see all this great little detail. It really does look like a real moving train. So yep, that's animation for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, and see you again. Bye.